What is up, Prideful Nerds? My name is Kyle, and we are here with another review, guys. So this review is going to be on Mafia 3. I want to apologize, guys, first off by saying that, I'm sorry that I did not get this review out to you guys sooner. Unfortunately, as I've mentioned before, due with school, work, and other personal things that are going on, things are going to be kind of delayed. So once again, this review is kind of delayed. So most likely by this point, most of you guys have decided to either get the game or opt out of getting the game. But if you guys want to hear my thoughts, well, that's what this review is for. So I want to get into, guys, first, Mafia 3's producers and developers. Who made this game? Essentially, it was 2K. 2K, if you go onto the Steam page, though, it'll say 2K, and the developer was actually this company called Hangar 13. And if you're like, oh, I've never heard of that company before, yeah, that's no surprise, because Mafia 3 was the only one they've ever produced. And if you go to their website, it says our studio. It says Hangar 13 is the newest 2K development studio, focusing on creating AAA games for console and PC. So basically, in other words, this is just a branch of 2K. I don't know why they didn't want to make themselves a developer as well, because clearly Hangar 13, it's like a side project. It's 2K's new design studio. But in other words, yeah, 2K were the people who developed this game. So we're going to leave it at that. 2K was the developer. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty of this and just talk about the game in general. Well, what did I think? What was this game great? I mean, guys, obviously there's some controversy. There's some issues with this game because it has mixed reviews. 53% currently on the 11th of October is what we're currently at. We're at 53%. And the latest reviews are still mixed. So what's going on with that? Well, first off, this game launched, I guess, poorly. Basically, people were arguing that this game was stuck at 30 frames. This game was made originally for the console, and it is so blatantly obvious that this game is a console port from hell at times. When you're running around if you're using a mouse and keyboard for the PC, you might as well just don't. I went ahead and suffered through it, and James used a controller, and we kind of compared, what was better, and clearly the controller was way better. I had such an issue with the directionals. Driving was okay. The only problem with driving, though, is that when you press the W key to go forward, you just floor it. There's no stops in between. There's either floor it, or when you press space, there's just an abrupt halt. With the controller, it's a little bit better when you're using driving controls. You can slow down, speed up a lot easier with more ease, and with the keyboard, it's either all go or none. You're kind of stuck with that. When you're running around trying to pick up an item, it's very hard when you're using the WASD for characters, because it kind of does what happened in The Witcher 3. When you move forward, you take another few steps. You take a couple extra steps, and this is clearly just showing the controller risk of using the little digit pads and everything, like the analog sticks. Digit pads, what the fuck? Analog pads and all that good kind of stuff. So the controls for PC is definitely not the greatest. Another thing as well, too, guys, handling control in firefights. The firefights are alright. They're really not that bad. When you're using the mouse to aim around and everything, it's not too bad. Those are a few gripes that I saw on the mixed reviews on Steam. People like the controls are pretty bad, and they are, okay? But it's a console port. I came to expect that early in. So if you guys are planning to get this game, I would recommend you getting a controller. 2K has announced that they're going to be making patches and stuff like that, but as far as how game control and things like that, it really wasn't mentioned. Now, the biggest gripe that is going on Steam was the darn 30 frames. And to be honest, I really didn't see the issue with this too much. People were just so pissed. I paid this money and I'm getting a game that has 30 frames. Okay, well, you know what? When I was playing it with 30 frames, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't the end of the world. Yes, it is better with 60 frames, but 2K said that they were making a patch as quickly as possible. They literally came out with it with about 26 hours later. There was a patch ready to go. And now I'm running 65 frames. You can even go above 60 frames if you want to. It's good not to, because then your PC goes wee. starts flipping a shit if you got an AMD like I do, you know that fan noise very well. I don't understand the negativity. Now, I guarantee you, I think the majority, why it's still at 53% is because the people who bitched about it still left their reviews at negative, even though now they fixed the problem. I can understand a voting down something if the company was making no sign that they were working on the problem, but 2K clearly came out and said, yes, we understand this issue, we're working on it. Give them a chance. Holy shit. People today are just so quick to rush to the negative. It's like, it's like a restaurant, right? You order a burger or something and you say no onions, and they come out and they have onions, and you're like, hey, oh, I'm sorry, there's onions with this. Oh, yeah, we're fixing it. And it's like if I just all of a sudden pick up the burger and throw it in the waiter or waitress's face and go, God damn it, I told you I didn't want onions. And they're like, oh my God, we're working on it though. Calm your shit. And you're like, no, fuck you. I'm going to Yelp. That's basically what people have done. It's so stupid. At least they don't pull an EA and go, hey, you want 60 frames? You got to pay for the season pass. Okay. They didn't pull an EA. Okay. As you can tell, I was actually extremely upset seeing the way the community bashed this game over this. And I can understand if 2K did not come out with a report. I understand, going to look at the updates and things like that. That's very hard for people to do. That's very hard because you click it, you got to wait 3 seconds. We don't have time for that shit. So, I understand leaving the negative vote. I understand, taking 15 seconds out of your life to do a little research to see if they were actually going to be doing anything about the problem. I understand. Clearly people we don't have time for that anymore. We have time to play a game for 7 or 8 hours, but we don't have the time to read an update patch note for 15 seconds because it was in the freaking title. All right, so guys, let's get into the actual game. And as I mentioned before, the controls are a bit buggy. I would recommend a controller. You can get away with using a keyboard and mouse, and I've been playing now this game for a good 6-7 hours, and I've managed to, was it 6-7 hours? It was 9 hours. I've only run into the car controls are going all full floor, halting the brakes, no stops in between. You can get around with it. A thing that I do have an issue with this game is the freaking AI. And I've seen, this is the thing, when you're going through the freaking, once you filter through all the 30 frame per second bitching that people are doing on freaking Steam to go to actually the legitimate issues that aren't being worked on that should be, is the AI system. The AI system is incredibly buggy, and I've noticed a few people have mentioned this. Those are the people who have some grace to wait 24 hours for a freaking 60 frame patch. They're actually talking about real legitimate issues. And the issues are the AI sucks. Okay? There have been moments where I'm in a firefight and I'm ducked around and they'll be ducked down, and all of a sudden for no reason they will stand up, take a couple spins like they're a freaking ballerina, and then try to crouch down. I have plenty of time to shoot them in the head, and they do. If I run around a corner, they'll all of a sudden say, oh, where did they go? And they'll turn around and they'll head in the opposite direction. They won't come after you. They'll just go in the opposite direction. What did you do? Did you freaking blink like in World of Warcraft? What the hell did you do? The AI is extremely dumb. Another evidence of this is when there's traffic and you're driving around and all of a sudden someone will hit somebody and they'll fly for some unknown reason 20 to 30 feet in the air only to land their car and it turns into a ball of fire. I didn't record any of it. I stopped recording for a second because I needed to clear some space because I recorded a good hour or two on there and it was causing a lot of disk space, and unfortunately I had to stop it, and I was waiting to get to the next checkpoint so it can save, and all of a sudden this freaking car just launched off. It was freaking ridiculous. I do have some good footage though of a guy who for some unknown reason crashed into a light pole, and it took him about 20 minutes. I sat there for 20 minutes waiting for this guy to just reverse enough so he can pull out and go on his merry way. He didn't do that. He rolled back a couple feet, turned a little bit, and then hit the thing again and again. And I'm just, you can see my character. I'm like dancing on top of the car. I'm running around and everything. It's not affecting anything. The AI are incredibly dumb. Overall, though, the game is incredibly fun. The story with 2K, these are the same people that have published and helped publish and create BioShock. It has a really good deep story. They made a few other games that have really good deep story. We have got Sid Meier's Civilization. Okay, these guys are known for great games and great storylines as well. And they have done well with this story. You got a guy who was wronged. I'm not going to do anything as far as like the storytelling. He comes back from Vietnam and he just gets involved in this whole crime lord, drug trafficking, all this kind of stuff. And the game is really good. There was one where you had to go and you had to help a prostitute ring. You got to free some women and things like that. And you feel like, you got to obey the traffic laws. You got to keep low. You got to lay low. You got to sneak in there and think. I'm not for sneaking, guys, but I snuck in this game because I didn't want them to go crazy and shoot the women. I wanted to try to save them. And I felt genuinely tied to this story. I felt sorrow. I felt things. This story does bring emotion out. There was a lot of games like, I'm sorry, for Grand Theft Auto, I didn't feel tied to the story. This game, a lot of people are like, this is a Grand Theft Auto. This is a Grand Theft Auto, guys. It's a Grand Theft Auto clone done poorly. And yes, it's got Grand Theft Auto themes. But with Grand Theft Auto, you play the beginning of the story and you can just go fuck off like 90% of people do. 90% of people do not play the storyline of Grand Theft Auto. I already hear it in the comments. I played it. Okay, well, fine. Okay, you did, but I guarantee you there's probably 9 other of you that didn't. Okay? Like I said, 10% actually played the story. There's this 90%, you buy the game, you steal some cars, you shoot up places, you find the hookers, okay? You go pay for the hooker, you do the bang, bang, boom, boom, and you go, and then you call it a day. That's what you do. And then you go online and you hack and you shoot a bunch of people, you call it a day. Okay, that's what you do with Grand Theft Auto, okay? That's what most people do with Grand Theft fucking Auto, okay? I know because that's what I do, okay? With Grand Theft Auto, I did not feel compelled to continue the story. And with this game, you have the option to do the same thing with Grand Theft Auto. You can go run around, you can fuck off, you could just leave the storyline and just start stealing cars, blowing things up and things like that. But with this, for some reason for me, I felt compelled to continue the story. I wanted to know what happens. I wanted to know, is he going to be able to right the things that were wrong to him? Is he going to be able to do these things? And I wanted to keep going. Unfortunately, there are 3 types of quests. And they are rinse and repeat, replay the same type over and over and over. The game is the quests are boring over a period of time. And if you first play the game, at least if you played a few hours, you'll go, what are you talking about? The quests are awesome. Let me tell you what you do. You go into a building, you clear out some guys, you run around, you try to disrupt people, try to disrupt their business, steal money, collect it for yourself so you can get it for your crew or whatever. And then you complete the quest, and then you rinse, repeat, you do it again. It's just with different buildings, and over a period of time, you can go into a lot of buildings. Unfortunately, the layouts are the same over and over and over again. There were like 3 factories I went into. They were all the freaking same. They had the same 2 set of people sitting at a desk eating their food, and the rest, it was all the same. The oil barrels were all in the same places. The workers were the same. They said the same liner when I went in there. Oh man, 15 minutes till my break's over. They did the same thing, okay? The quests are the same way. Once you do 3 or 4 quests, and all of a sudden you'll realize, wait a minute, quest number 5 is just like quest 1. It's the same thing over and over and over again. You get bored very fast. About 9 hours in, I'm bored. I no longer want to play. The only thing other than the story that kept me going, guys, the best part of this game is the porn. That's all I played it for the last 2 hours. This is so ingenious. This is so ingenious. What they do, right, is that you can find playboys, and these are real playboys from like the 50s and 60s, and you get to go around and you collect porn. What you do, right, is you could run around the map and you'll just find a porn mag on a desk, or you find a naughty picture on a wall that you get to take, and you collect it. And then what you do is you can go to your collections and you see a percentage. I've got like 28% of the porn in this game has already been found by me. And you can run around and you collect porn. And you get to flip through the porn. You get to zoom in. You get to zoom in, guys, all the way, okay? And, oh my God, it's freaking brilliant. Because I think the producers knew that their quests were boring. So, like, we got to spice it up a little bit. Well, let's throw in porn. Whoever threw in the porn is the most brilliant man in gaming history. Most brilliant man, okay? That kept the game going for me for at least an extra 2 to 3 hours. The last two, I just stopped playing the quest because, I mean, the story was interesting and everything, but I just couldn't do the mundane repeat over and over and over. I've already been repeating over and over for about 4 hours, so I had to do something. So I went hunting for porn, and it was great. I had fun. They do a little bit of a thing like in Far Cry, where you have to do the radio towers, and when you do the radio towers, you get to see kind of what's in the area. Well, you can wiretap, and when you wiretap, you get to see what's in the area, and for some weird reason, I don't know why, but you can wiretap and you find out where a porn magazine is. I have no idea how you can do that. I don't know what kind of technology they had in the 50s. I guess they had some porn radar or something, but you're able to find the porn, and that's what I did. I went around wiretapping the whole city to look for porn, and that's how it was for me. So really, guys, overall, at the end of the day, this game is fun. Don't expect... This is not a game that you could just full-on chug right through. You got to play it. This is one of those games, and I do intend on beating this game. It's just the problem is that it's one of those ones where you could play for like 2 or 3 hours, and then you got to put it away because you're going to get burned out really quick because it really is repeat. So we got to just go down to the basic of the basics. The cost. Is this game worth $60? I'm going to tell you right now it's not. It is not worth $60. There are a bunch of things they got to fix too. I was running around the city. I got some screenshots. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some video as well. I was running through a city block on the main quest line. And there are these light bugs. If you ever play Gary's Mod, when you don't download a mod right, it says error, and that's kind of what it was. It was just like these little errors, flashing errors were all over the place, these flashing lights for no reason. And this was on a main quest line. I would kind of understand if this was like in an area where the quest lines just weren't at. It's just like some available area you can explore and, look for porn like I was doing. And you just saw that on a few buildings. No, guys, this was an entire city block. Okay, this was like 15, 20 buildings had these weird lights on the inside, the outside. The AI issues as well with this game. They definitely have some things to fix. And I know they are fixing it. I know they're working on it. So I'm not going to down them for that because I know they're going to fix that in the next couple weeks, okay? If I haven't seen any updates and things like that in the next few weeks or right now, if I haven't seen anything like that, I would be bashing them for this. But if they're working on it, give them a little grace and let them fix their issues. They know they've screwed up in some areas. And these light issues, I will tell you right now, were not there until the patch came out. So I know the patch did something. So this wasn't here on release, okay? But it is something that came out after the patch. So I know they're working on it. So I'm not going to bash them for it, like I said. But this game is still not worth $60. Simply because of the repetitiveness, the dumbness of the AI, and honestly, the map isn't that huge. I played 9 hours, and it's still just in the New Orleans area. Now, the New Orleans area, they nailed it. I've been to New Orleans. It looks a lot like this. They really nailed the atmosphere. They nailed the accents, everything like that. But, to be honest, I'm running around playing this game. I'm having fun. And I'm going to give this a passing grade simply because I am having fun with this game. It's still not worth $60. I would pay no more than $39.99 for this game. $39.99, okay? I think it's $20 overpriced. I'm going to say I'm going to probably play about 20 hours of this game, okay? So, at $60 for 20 hours, we're looking at $3 an hour for this game. $3 an hour. I don't think it's worth that. That's why I'm giving this game a C. It's getting a C. Okay, it's giving 70%. That's an average. This game is great. It's got some great themes. The porn was amazing. You guys think I'm joking around? Like, I just think that is just so funny that they did that. I think it's brilliant. It's a brilliant idea, because I think they knew people were gonna get bored of the repetition, so you just take a break, go hunt for porn. And I know there are gamers out there doing it. I looked it up. There's people like freaking making stuff on YouTube channels. They're hunting for the porn. Okay, I don't think this is $3 an hour. $3 an hour at $60 at a C. I'm gonna put a hold off on this. Wait for the winter sales when it inevitably goes down to $39.99. When it goes to $39.99, you guys can get the game and you guys will have fun with it. And the nice thing about waiting till December for the winter sales, it's going to give them plenty of time to get the kinks out of this game as well. Fix the light issues. Hopefully fix the AI issues as well and the traffic issues that is in this game. So, anyway, guys, that is all for the review. Once again, it's a C, $60, it's $3 an hour. It's a hold off, guys. Just wait.